Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Techy Tip Tuesday. And today we're going to be going over how I organize my week for business growth and personal sanity. So yeah, I'm really excited about this week. This week is kind of the first of 3 weeks, really, which I'm really excited about because we're really going to be talking about organizing your business this week. And then next week, we're going to be doing a vision board virtually on Canva. So that one I'm also super excited about because I think it's going to be really inspiring for the new year, help everyone understand, why we do what we do and really create that visual for it. And then the next week, we're actually going to be doing year-end goal setting. So we're going to be, planning to have a really successful 2025. So a lot of really cool things are happening, and I'm also going to be having a really great opportunity to join an accountability group, and I'll kind of explain more what that looks like as the next few weeks go on. But yeah, for today, I'm really excited to share this with you. Being organized in my business is something I've struggled with a lot. And so it doesn't really matter what you do, what your business is. It's something we all deal with. We only have so much time in our day, and it can feel like a struggle. And I know for myself, you look at other people and you're like, how are they going to school full time, working full time? They got 3 kids. Like, how are they doing these things? And while there's some people that, don't sleep and I think we should all have a healthy work-life balance to some extent and self-care because we do all need to sleep. We need to eat. It's not really realistic to be working 80 hours a week long term. So for most of us, we probably are, working about 40 hours a week, give or take. We have families, we have house stuff that we have to deal with, errands, health. We've got a lot of things to do. And so, how do you plan for that? How do you work that in? And the last 2 years, I've slowly been getting better and better with these things. So today I wanted to share with you how I do that. And some things are going to be digital tools that are amazing. And then there is one physical tool that I just can't live without. So I'm going to show you that too. Super inexpensive. So first of all, hopefully it says I'm sharing my screen, so it looks like you can see that. I do use Asana, and I kind of tried to get to a place where I don't have any sensitive client information on here. So this is a task management software. So this is things that I need to get done that might explain how to do them. If you have virtual assistants, team members, this is kind of an extra thing that you can put um, like instructions. Sometimes I'll put training videos, links in them. You can repeat the task. Some things I have to be done monthly, weekly. It's kind of a cool thing just to check, like if I'm doing reports for clients, things like that. So yeah, so again, for projects, looks like you could do lists, boards. I know there's Trello, there's different things. So if you're already used to it, in a certain way, keep doing that. But I just do the list version, and my tasks is a great thing. So what is this assigned to me? If I assign myself to do things, that can be great. Like if I have got my SEO tasks, my social media, I've got some virtual assistants, some website stuff, things like that. So you can create projects, and it's a cool tool, and I just use the free version, so it's pretty easy. So this is like if you need that, that can be a really great tool. The thing that I use probably more than anything is my calendar, like for Techy Tip Tuesdays. So having this as a recurring weekly task is always really great. And then I was gonna go in to just go into the new year just to show you my calendar. So yeah, some things I have check in with my team once a week, first thing on Monday mornings. So having recurring tasks, some things are going to happen every week. Sometimes they're going to happen once a month. So when you're using a digital calendar like this, it's really great. Every week I do laundry. You've got that blocked in there so you can look and you know what's going on. There's, New Year's Day. I don't want to have any meetings booked, so I block that off. Same for Friday that week. I'm going to try, and take a little bit of extra time off. Potentially, this is January. This may change, but these are not normal meeting days for me, so that's probably why I have it blocked off like that. Client meetings that happen once a month is on there. So it helps you to look at your week. And I'll show you the next step too with another planner I use. But every week on Monday mornings or Sundays, if I'm up to it and I have some time, I like to do my weekly planning. Just to get an idea of how busy my week is. I want to know what meetings do I have? Are they grouped on the same days? So similar types of activities on similar days, on the same days. So Mondays, I have to have meetings. So I'll schedule people in on this day. Um, on my calendar booking link that I'll give to clients or potential clients or networking partners, people that need to set up meetings. I usually encourage them to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. So those I've got lots of times available for people to book in the future. And then, I could always work people in on Tuesdays and Mondays. But you have to think about there's other things in your business that are going on. So you might be working on different projects and you have to think about when are you going to fit that into your schedule. And so for me on Fridays, that's a really great day that I can do a training. I can learn a new skill. I can create something new like an ebook or do a class or of some kind, different things like that. I can like have time to plan that out. So by not doing meetings on every day of the week, it helps me to have that mental energy to focus because that's something else that we don't realize is we really can't multitask as humans. We think that we can, we pretend that we can, but you can really only do one thing at a time, especially well. And so setting aside time to do that. So if this is just a creative day, that's going to be a lot easier than if I'm trying to block some creative time in the morning, but I know I have a super important meeting in the afternoon. I'm going to spend the whole morning probably thinking about that meeting, versus just having a specific type of a day. So that can be helpful. Another great tip too is if you do have a lot of meetings is setting them back to back. So like Tuesdays, I've got my business networking international meeting. And that's another reason why on Tuesdays I do meetings is I'm in that mindset of meetings. I put my makeup on, I got dressed, I'm ready to go. And then having one after another, I know that I need to end my meetings on time. I need to be respectful of my own time. If you have those clients like to chat a lot, even though you like them a lot, you got to get on with your day. So it's easy to say, hey, great talking with you. Let's schedule a follow-up. I got to get to my next meeting. They'll totally understand. And so it can be nice to incentivize you to be a little more productive. Another great tip is only setting a certain number of meetings in a day. So if you have a limit, you can always set that on your appointment scheduler too to, if 4 is your number, that's enough for that day. It's time to stop. But yeah, so having, using an online calendar, I think I've done a class on this before, but not to this extent. But it really does help when you're planning out your week, you're getting your goals for the week, to know what you already have on your calendar, on your schedule can help. And then you can kind of work in your goals, which is another thing that we can talk about too, or we're going to be talking about, especially 2 weeks from now, is, planning out your big goals and how you're going to achieve them. And you have to fit that into your schedule. And that can be really challenging if you don't already have a handle on your schedule on your calendar. So I hope that's making sense. But yeah, for me with SEO is a major thing I do right now. So I have my monthly reports. And so I have those on my calendar here, but I also have them in another place. So this is basically what I use is the Google Calendar. I couldn't live without it. And then Asana is super helpful for the more detailed things and just helps me remember like my social media task. It inside of there has the different clients that I need to check on, make sure that it's done for my assistants, different things like that. It can be really great to talk with your team with, kind of in there too. I can write notes and say, hey, you did a great job on this. Hey, next time, can we do this? And my assistants seem to really like that and appreciate that as well. Okay, so for my physical uh, thing that I cannot live without, this is my second year using this planner. It's only $10. It's like the perfect size. I was very specific on what I needed. I think it was like a $40 planner once. It was like a law of attraction one, had beautiful stickers and it was a whole thing. And I didn't use it. Like I need something just really simple. And so I loved this. I don't use the contacts. All I use is I love the planning out my weeks and my month. So the month at a glance, even though yes, I use Google, it's really nice to have these two pages. Let me see if it'll stay on here. Because then if there's things that you do throughout the month on the same day, so like for me and my business, on certain days of the month, I have an SEO report for specific clients. So, and this is really what I use just this for, is I will write out what clients are on what day. So it helps me know what day of the week I need to prepare the report, gives me an idea for how busy that week's going to be. Like right now, the last week of the month, I don't have any reports. So I know, hey, that's a great week to probably do some more creative projects. It'll be a little bit more time. And then notes, I write down how many clients I have, what happened. Maybe I got a new client that was a big one. Or just, what happened with the client. Sometimes I'll make notes like that just to um, kind of keep that fresh so I know like what's going on in my business. So how you use this calendar, if you decide to, is completely up to you. But I love the size of it. It fits like I literally have it right in front of me right now, and it fits on my desk really easily. And then I can take it over, on Sundays if I'm laying down and I'm just planning out the week, I can just take it over and have my phone calendar of the Google Calendar right there, and I can fill in my week. See, I love this as well. So what I do is I actually create check boxes. In an ideal world, something I will probably do is actually create my own calendar just to tweak it a little bit to make it even better than it already is. It's already pretty close. But I like to create little check boxes on the different days. Um, so something I do, so like for meetings, for example, I'll do like a checkbox on Mondays, and then write meetings, and then under that, a little bit over, just like how you would on a Word document, I'll write the name of the person I'm meeting with, and then I can check things off or cross it out if it didn't happen, if they had to reschedule, something like that. And my calendar, like these two pages, I'm like shocked at how much these fill up. Like I write a lot. With how much I'm at my computer, I'm still writing. And sometimes you just want to write something down if you're in a meeting with a client and you don't want to, pull up a notepad or something. You just jot something down real quick, just a little reminder. And it's nice to have that paper to do that with and not have a million sticky notes everywhere. And it makes it feel fairly organized and you know what week you made that note. It might not always make sense when you look back a month, but that week you usually know, what you wrote down. And yeah, this really helps me a lot. So, and I love that it's for a whole year. As you can see, they have tabs for the different months, so it's easy to flip through to different monthly calendars and yeah, there, you can find notes if you need to. So this has been pretty helpful for me. Um, yeah, so this is like definitely the one digital item that I use, that I always highly recommend if people are looking for a calendar because it's, inexpensive. And it's really been really useful for me and my business. And yeah, so what I do, I guess one more thing. So every week on Sundays, usually, hopefully, I like to get it done before the week starts, but if not, it's the first thing I do every Monday, is go through and write down from my Google Calendar what I have going on for the week. And then the next thing I do, since I've been doing quarterly goals, is I'll also go through my activities for what I need to get done that week to reach my quarter goals. And so I'll find the time, the days. So, like this week, one of my goals is to use my exercise bike just once because I got it put together and now I need to create the habit of doing it. So I was like, you know what, this week, let's just do it once. And I have time on Wednesday. So I'm going to do it on Wednesday. So just looking at your goals and when can you fit them in? What days do you not have meetings? And sometimes things come up, if a good client calls and they can only meet me on a Friday, I'm going to schedule them in. But I just have to be mindful. Like, if I have a client meeting, I know that that's going to occupy a certain percentage of my brain for probably 4 hours. So just being mindful of what I need to get done and making sure I can be successful with what I have planned. So I think that's all I have to cover today. If you do have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below here on YouTube. Or if you have a suggestion on anything that you want me to cover in the future, just let me know. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next week.